Shout out to Rod J for telling me about this beer. If you don't know who he is, I don't know how, because if you're watching me, you probably do. But if for some reason you don't know who he is, he's a legendary brew tuber, been around for a long time. I'll link his channel down below. Go check him out after you're done watching this video. But thank you very much, Rod. Really appreciate you giving me a heads up on this beer. What's up, everybody? It's the Ginger Yeti, checking in from home. As you probably know, I went on a little pilgrimage down to 450 North for the Corn Maze Beer Fest, and I hit a bunch of breweries on the way down. I live up here in Cleveland. It was down south of Indianapolis, so I went down through Columbus, Dayton, Cincinnati, that area, hit up a bunch of breweries. And while I was down in the Dayton area, Rod sent me a message. He's like, hey, if you're near one of the Warp Wings, go hit them up. They just released their Midwest Roots. I was like, oh, cool, okay. There was one right by the Airbnb in the Oregon district. Went over there, had some beers, and picked up a 6-pack of this. So the beer I have, like I said, is the Midwest Roots from Warp Wing Brewery. They're out of Dayton, Ohio. And I think I picked this up at the, I think it was, if it's not in the Oregon district, it was real close, because that's where my Airbnb was. And this is a Midwest Roots, is a red IPA. It comes in at, let's see, it says on the side of the can here. Oh, and they've done a good job. They put everything on here. Warp Wing, Midwest Roots. Midwest Roots. Red India Pale Ale. 6% alcohol, 65 IBU. It's got this red-looking wheat and hops and things on the can here in kind of a foil color. Of course, it's just like a stick-on label. They got the date on the bottom. Packaged on September 18th, 2025. This is about real close to being 1 month old since it was packaged, so it still should be pretty fresh. And kudos to them for putting the alcohol, the IBU, and a can-on date. However, there's a bunch of micro print on here. I don't know if I'll even be able to read it, but we're going to try to struggle through it. On the side here it says, brewed in collaboration with Dorothy Lane Market and Cox Arboretum Metropark. Midwest Roots Red IPA is a celebration of local flavor and community spirit. Made with heirloom Ohio-grown turkey red wheat and Chinook hops grown at Cox Arboretum. This IPA is a true taste of homegrown harmony, bold, balanced, and deeply rooted in our local landscape. That's cool that they're using ingredients from the local area. I don't think I've ever heard of turkey red wheat. I've also never heard of the, where did I see this at? The, I can't find the market name. Dorothy Lane Market. That must be a local market. Never heard of either of those before. I mean, obviously I've never heard of the Cox Arboretum Metropark either. But that's really cool. They're doing something with some local businesses, a local Metropark, just keeping things local for the beer. Really neat to see breweries do that. Love when breweries support their community. So that is super cool. And let's get on into the beer. This just came out. Like I said, it was canned on 18th of September. I picked it up, I don't know, whenever the beer maze would be the October 4th. So I picked it up October 3rd, I believe, from the brewery. Fairly fresh, fairly new. So there's only 60 check-ins on Untappd. And of those 60 check-ins, the average score was 3.93. So obviously Beer Advocate wasn't not rated. It was not even on Beer Advocate yet. Now, Warp Wing has a ton of locations in and around the Dayton area. I've been to 2 of them. There's one right by a music venue called the Rose Music Center. It's a pretty big one, nice spot. And then the one downtown, or not downtown, but the one I picked this beer up, the Oregon District one. It's kind of an old warehouse. Looks like it used to be a factory of some sort. It's also a really cool spot. So if you're in the Dayton area, go check out Warp Wing, especially that Oregon spot. Get a nose on it. It smells like, this will be odd. It smells like a rusty IPA. There's definitely hoppy IPA kind of scent. Maybe a little wheat note. But there was also, when I first stuck my nose in there, like a rusty element. Like, you know when you can smell rust? It kind of had that which is odd. But who knows? It's a fresh can. Who knows why it would be there? Maybe it's from the red wheat. Color, that's a dark orangey auburn, probably about a, I don't know, 16 on my SRM chart. About a pinky's worth of kaki head that's really tightly packed bubbles. And I'm excited to try this. It's not very often that I get a hold of or see red IPAs. So, I don't know what to say here. I guess cheers. I almost said Prost because it looks like an Oktoberfest. Medium bodied. Piney, resinous hop flavor, but it's not overpowering, not real strong, but it is there, present. Picking up throughout the palate. And then there's a little bit of weediness that's going with it too. There's a wheat character in there, and it's smooth. It's almost, I almost want to say creamy, but it's not creamy, but it's smooth. This is different than your normal IPA for sure. Rustic. Rustic's the word that comes to mind. This is like a rustic country IPA. Very flavorful. Good bitterness. Like piney, resinous bitterness. A little bit of like a weedy flavor. It's very enjoyable. It's also something different because everybody out there is making double, triple, quadruple, sextuple, cram as many hops as you can, hop bombs, different varieties of hops. And a lot of those beers are really good. But this is different. You very rarely see a red IPA. And I quite enjoy them. This is a really good beer. I give it a big horns up. Thank you again, Rod, for recommending this to me. If you're watching my video and you make it down to the Dayton, Ohio area, please go check out Wing. They've got a bunch of locations around there. Like I said, the one in the Oregon district is a really cool location. It's in an old warehouse, factory kind of building. Then there's one by the Rose Music Center, which is kind of north of Dayton. That's a brand new looking spot. Really big space. Looks like they're building out that area, like the general area. There's a lot of construction going on. That's going to be a happening spot in a couple of years. Go check that out. Excuse me. Thank you all for checking me out. Have you been to Wing? Let me know down below in the comments. Also, what is your favorite red IPA if you've had one? Let me know that down below in the comments. And as always, oh man, I'm going to burp right through this. Embrace the adventure.